It's time to visit the Country Corner, starring your host, Joe Allison.
Well, good ladies, day and gentlemen of the audio radiance everywhere, all over the world, it's country music time via the old country corner, as we say. We're going to send the good country tunes out on the ether and hope that they do keep you awake. We'll have the reverse effect on you today. And we'll begin with an oldie but a goodie. Seems funny to call this song that already, because just a short time back, this was just about the top country and western record in the whole wide world. And we'll feature Mr. Ernest Ashworth and Talk Back, Trembling Lips.
Talk back, trembling lips, shaky legs, don't just stand there. Don't let her know that she's getting through to you. Talk back, trembling lips, burning eyes, don't start crying. Heart, don't let her know that you're breaking in two. Every day our love's a battle royal. Dear, it seems that fighting is all we do. But if I let you know how much I love you, you'll do things to me you shouldn't do. So talk back, trembling lips, shaky legs, don't just stand there. Don't let her know that she's getting through to you. Talk back, trembling lips, burning eyes, don't start crying. Heart, don't let her know that you're breaking in two. Every time you up and hurt my feelings, I pretend it couldn't matter less. I'm just hiding all of my emotions behind my broken heart, I guess. So talk back, trembling lips, shaky legs, don't just stand there. Don't let her know that she's getting through to you. Talk back, trembling lips, burning eyes, don't start crying. Heart, don't let her know that you're breaking in two. Heart, don't let her know that you're breaking in two.
Ho, 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 talk back, trembling lips. My, that's the way it goes. Boy, that's a heck of a song. That's written by John D. Loudermilk, and he's written a lot of good ones. Hello, Joe. Do you remember my tape, which I asked for the song by Tex Ritter? I heard your program and heard your announcement where you said the next song of Tex Ritter was for me. So I thank you very much. In Europe, on AFN Frankfurt, as of January 4, there is no more Country Corner. I think it's a pity. I think it should not be. If they were to change your program back again, I would write them again. I don't know. See, I don't have anything to do with the programming of the show. It's carried by the individual stations all over the world at their discretion. And the way I understand it there, that a local disc jockey on AFM in Frankfurt replaced the Country Corner show. It's understandable. He's there and can answer the request and all like that, you know. And it's at their discretion. Although we received gangs and gangs of mail from Europe, and especially through Germany at the time that the show was carried from Frankfurt. And we appreciate that so much. In fact, the guy who did the show before we were on is back in the States now, old Stick Buddy Jamboree. And His name was Gosnell, I think, and quite a guy from all I can gather. And I think he's over in Phoenix or Albuquerque or one of those towns doing a country music disc jockey show at this time. And he certainly was well thought of, I'll tell you that. This letter comes from, Robert Schwichtenberg. Okay. It's printed there. I couldn't read it there for a second. But thank you very much to Robert for writing to us today. Miss Connie Smith, at this sitting, is possibly the hottest new country and western singer in all the whole wide world. Her song has just been #1 in the popularity polls. Here's a real good song written by the man who discovered Miss Connie Smith, Bill Anderson. It's called The Threshold. Let's listen to the good country style of Connie.
Many shoes have taken steps across the threshold, but no shoes were ever prouder than his. On the day he carried me across the threshold and gave his brand new bride her wedding kiss. Now 100 heartaches later at the threshold, all his love for me has vanished, there's no doubt. And the lips that kissed me coming through the threshold stand there laughing now as I go walking out. I built my little world behind that threshold. I may not have made him happy, but I tried. Still his eyes keep looking out across the threshold for the happiness he thinks he left outside. Now I'm standing all alone at the threshold. All his love for me has vanished, there's no doubt. And the lips that kissed me coming through the threshold stand there laughing now as I go walking out. I hear him laughing now as I go walking out.
She sings, as they say in the trade. Yeah, she sings. Miss Connie Smith. The song is called The Threshold. Once a Day, the record on the other side of that, is just about the biggest country record around anywhere. And as I said, just a very short time back, was #1 in the whole wide world. Well, on a given day with the wind blowing right, nobody sings better than Fair and Young. We'll get him to display that fine singing style with a pretty song, Down by the River.
Down by the river, there's a tree. Beneath its branches, you promised me your love forever. Now that love's gone, down by the river, I'm all alone. Do you remember that big tree? The one we carved on, just you and me. That's only one thing you left behind. A heart with your name carved next to mine. Down by the river, there's a tree. Beneath its branches, you promised me your love forever. Now that love's gone, down by the river, autumn I have found. The tree gets lonesome, its leaves turn brown, and with each leaf that falls, a tear falls too. Down by the river where I miss you. Down by the river, there's a tree. Beneath its branches, you promised me your love forever. Now that love's gone, down by the river, I'm all alone. Down by the river, I'm all alone.
That's the best place to listen to Fair and Young. Yeah. Either get him to go there and sing, or you go there while he's singing. No, I'm just kidding. Okay? Tell you an interesting story, and it won't take very long. And about the year 1946, if I'm not mistaken, I emceed shows in 3 towns, Galveston, Houston, and San Antonio. At the ballpark in Galveston, Texas, when he was not the headliner of the show ran till 1 o'clock in the morning because I introduced a young fella who took, are you ready, 15 encores on this song, and they made him sing it all the way through 15 times. It was one of the biggest nights I ever saw in country music.
I got a feeling of the blues, oh Lord, since my baby said goodbye. Lord, I don't know what I'll do. All I do is sit and sigh. Oh Lord, that last long day she said goodbye. Well, Lord, I thought I would cry. She'll do me, she'll do you. She's got that kind of loving. Lord, I love to hear her when she calls me sweet Daddy. Such a beautiful dream. I hate to think it all over. I've lost my heart, it seems. I've grown so used to you somehow. Well, I'm nobody's sugar daddy now, and I'm lonesome. I got the love sick blues. Well, I'm in love with a beautiful gal. That's what's the matter with me. Well, I'm in love with a beautiful gal, but she don't care about me. Lord, I tried and I tried to keep her satisfied, but she just wouldn't stay. So now that she is leaving, this is all I can say. I got a feeling called the blues, oh Lord, since my baby said goodbye. Lord, I don't know what I'll do. All I do is sit and sigh. Oh Lord, that last long day she said goodbye. Well, Lord, I thought I would cry. She'll do me, she'll do you. She's got that kind of loving. Lord, I love to hear her when she calls me sweet Daddy. Such a beautiful dream. I hate to think it all over. I've lost my heart, it seems. I've grown so used to you somehow. Lord, I'm nobody's sugar daddy now, and I'm lonesome. I got the love sick blues.
The one and only Hank Williams in the original recording of the Love Sick Blues. Ah, this introduces Charlie Louvin now. Roger Miller wrote this pretty ballad for him. It's called More and More, I Think About You Less and Less. Okay, orchestra, tacit. Now pick. Now sing.
I got up and made my morning cup of coffee. Fooled around all this before I even had one thought of you. More and more I think about you, less and less. I'm surprised, but after all, it's been a while now since I lost your love and all my happiness. But looks as though I just might maybe learn to smile again. More and more I think about you, less and less. I wouldn't be surprised if any day these teardrops I've been crying, all these heartaches you've caused me, begin withering and dying. Just now someone asked me if I'm hearing from you, and I felt a lot like crying, I'll confess. But I didn't cry, and I think the worst is over now. More and more I think about you, less and less. More and more I think about you, less and less.
Less and less. Good song, Charlie Lugan. Well, it's sort of a macabre subject, but since we have lost so many country and western artists recently, Tex Ritter has made a new recording of a great country classic.
I dreamed I was there in hillbilly heaven. Oh, what a beautiful sight. Yes, last night I dreamed I went to hillbilly heaven, and you know who greeted me at the gate? The old cowboy philosopher himself, Will Rogers. He said to me, Tex, the boss of the riders up here has kind of asked me to show you around. Right over yonder's a few of your old compadres. Why was I glad to see him. Hank Williams and Johnny Horton, Hawkshaw Hawkins and Jack Anglin, Randy Hughes, Rod Brasfield, and Cowboy Copus. I dreamed I was there in hillbilly heaven. Oh, what a beautiful sight. He introduced me to Wiley Post, and he showed me the Hall of Fame, with all the gold guitars and fiddles hanging on the wall. And then he said, Tex, step over this way. Some more of your friends I know you won't see, they're waiting for you. And there they were, standing side by side, smiling at me. Patsy Cline and Carl Farr, Texas Ruby, Joe Carson, the Delmore brothers, Jim Reeves and Hank Morton. I met all the stars in hillbilly heaven. Oh, what a star-studded night. Then I asked him who else he expected within the next, say 100 years. He handed me a large book covered with stardust. Will Rogers called it the Big Tally Book. In it were many names, and each name was branded in pure gold. I began to read some of them as I turned the pages. Red Foley, Ernest Tubb, Gene Autry, Roy Acuff, Eddie Arnold, Johnny Cash, Buck Owens, Marty Robbins, Minnie Pearl, Tex Ritter. Tex Ritter? Oh, well, that's when I woke up. And I'm sorry I did, because I dreamed I was there in hillbilly heaven. Oh, what a beautiful
great country classics by one of the greatest of all time, Tex Ritter, I Dreamed of a Hillbilly Heaven. Skeets MacDonald wrote this one, and here he is to perform it for you. Think of me, little darling.
When you're all alone at night and no one to hold you tight, think of me and I'll think of you. If you're all alone and blue and you need a love that's true, think of me and I'll think of you. I won't ask you what you've done, won't even ask you where you've been. I'll take you back on any terms, 'cause I want to live again. Let me play a little part in one corner of your heart. Think of me and I'll think of you. I won't ask you what you've done, won't even ask you where you've been. I'll take you back on any terms, 'cause I want to live again. Let me play a little part in one corner of your heart. Think of me and I'll think of you. Think of me and I'll think of you.
Skeeter MacDonald and Think of Me, the song that he wrote. Yes, sir. Miss Loretta Lynn now is going to mention two of my favorite subjects and the title of this next song, and I don't even drink.
Well, I'm at home a-working and a-slaving this way. You're out and misbehaving, spending all of your pay on wine, women, and song. While I'm a-making beds, you're out a-making time. You rob my piggy bank and spend my last thin dime on wine, women, and song. Well, one of these nights, you're gonna come home. You'll find it's coming home to you. You see what you've done, and what's good for one is also good for two. When you're in the doghouse with that mangy old pup, you may start to thinking and a-giving up your wine, women, and song. Well, one of these nights, you're gonna come home. You find it's coming home to you. You see what you've done, and what's good for one is also good for two. When you're in the doghouse with that mangy old pup, you may start to thinking and a-giving up your wine, women, and song.
Hey, women and song. Now, I told you I didn't drink, so you can figure out what my two favorite subjects in the whole world are. One of them is country, and the other is music. And that's what we feature right here, country music. Huh? Now, we'll be back with part 2 of this Wednesday edition of the Country Corner Show if you won't go away. So if you do, there won't be any point in coming back, right? So stay put. there, sport fans everywhere. Welcome to the Country Corner gig. Fall by today. Joe Allison here, the big daddy of the country music world, huh? But you think we're not up on all that hip talk. You listen to Porter Wagner.
I love don't want me hanging round. All she does is put me on and put me down. Tonight she's with a stranger at a party in her home, and I'm here at the tavern getting stoned. 'Cause if I gotta go, should see me make a fool out of myself. 'Cause if I gotta go, I'll go down swinging, where there's lights and laughter, blues and blonde, and lots of sad, sad singing. I'll sober up tomorrow and cry. I'll go down swinging. What a swinging way to
go. At least I'll go down swinging. Boy, that's a swinging way to go. And there is, I'll use the joke here today, Jack, okay? There is no truth to the rumor, friends, that he is so thin that he has to swallow an olive every morning to hold his pants up. I haven't used that joke in so long, it's bound to be a new one to some folk. Speaking of folk, I got a letter from a young lady who has just about the most marvelous handwriting I have ever seen in my life. This actually looks printed. It's so neat and so exact and so fine. Dear Mr. Joe Allison, I am a girl from Holland and always listen to the Armed Forces Radio, especially to your program Country Corner. And I think it's a very good show. I listen to Country Corner from 8 until 8:30. My favorite singers are Buck Owens, George Jones, Jim Reeves. Here in Holland, we get radio every week, a program called Nashville, Tennessee, with very nice country and western music. Hope you don't mind that my English is not so good and that I wrote you, because I like very much to write you. Have you ever seen pictures of Holland with its tulip mills and cheese markets and the people in costumes? I think I should send you a card with some of the pictures. I wish this lady would. Send me a card. They get the Western shows over there once a week, like Gunsmoke and Cheyenne and Rawhide and Bonanza, and they like them very much. Her name is Maureen Jansen. She's 16 years old. Her hobbies are reading, listening to country and Western music, collecting stamps from all over the world, and her favorite sports are tennis, baseball, and basketball. Very best wishes from Maureen Jansen, and she will send us a picture later for the Rogues Gallery. Very good. I know a young lady from Holland who works in the recording industry in Nashville, Tennessee. In fact, she is in charge of the international department for monument records. And her name is Miss Louise Rose. And if she is indicative of the ladies from Holland, then thereby reside the most charming ladies I've ever known in my life, because Miss Rose is one of the most beautiful ladies I've ever met. And she just loves life in every minute of it. And this young lady here sounds as though she does, too. Well, if her favorite singer is Buck Owens, by golly, we can supply that element right now.
Lips a tear. Heart, don't let her hear you skip a beat. And pride, don't let her know how much I care. Don't let her know, don't let her know how much I care. Still burning deep inside, and don't let her see the way I tremble. Don't let her know how much I've cried. Don't let her know, don't let her know how much I cried.
Don't let her know, Buck Owens. I don't blame you. Don't tell her a thing. Just a moment, we're going to play you a song by Mr. E.T. I think that's all I have to say because he's a legend in country and western music. And we have another little short note here from our American heritage legends, because the heritage that you and I share as Americans has been given to us by many great men. One of these was Alexander Hamilton. It seems almost incredible that one man could accomplish so much. At the age of 19, he was a captain of artillery in the Continental Army. At 20, a lieutenant colonel, serving as General Washington's aide. At 23, he was a battalion commander. At age 24, Hamilton was a member of Congress. At 30, a signer of the Constitution of the United States. At 32, the first Secretary of the Treasury. At 42, Commander-in-Chief of the Armies of the United States. And at 45, one of America's leading statesmen. Alexander Hamilton was one of the great men of your country and part of your American heritage. Isn't that something? I can't answer the reasons that he had these jobs at these ages, except maybe for one of them. At 20, he was a lieutenant colonel. That's only fitting and proper because he was too young to be a sergeant.
Thanks a lot. I got a broken heart, that's all I've got. You made me cry, and I cried a lot. I lost your love, baby, thanks a lot. You told our friends as I was passing by that you're not sorry that you made me cry. You said I deserve just what I got. Well, if that's how you feel, honey, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. I got a broken heart, and that's all I've got. You made me cry, and I cried a lot. I lost your love, honey, thanks a lot. Oh, Leon.
and I played the part. Now all I've got is a broken heart. We loved a little and laughed a lot. Then you were gone. Honey, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. I got a broken heart, and that's all I've got. You made me cry, and I cried a lot. I lost your love, honey, thanks a lot.
That's Ernest Tubb, the Texas 2x4. You know what? We still get a lot of requests for this one. Oh, tune up that old guitar there, Leroy. Bobby Bear with the story of Detroit City.
I wanna go home. I wanna go home. Oh, I wanna go home. Last night I went to sleep in Detroit City, and I dreamed about those cotton fields and home. I dreamed about my mother, dear old papa, sister, and brother. I dreamed about that girl who's been waiting for so long. I wanna go home. I wanna go home. Oh, how I wanna go home. Home folks think I'm big in Detroit City. From the letters that I write, they think I'm fine. But by day I make the cards, by night I make the bars. If only they could read between the lines. 'Cause you know, I rode a freight train north to Detroit City. And after all these years I find that I've just been wasting my time. So I just think I'll take my foolish pride and put it on a southbound freight and ride. Go on back to the loved ones, the ones that I left waiting so far behind. I wanna go home. I wanna go home. Oh, I wanna go home.
After all this time, he hadn't got that guitar in tune yet. Poor old Bobby Bear. Well, drink up, folks. Let's drink a little toast to the queenie of our life. John D. Loudermilk tells the story.
Here's a little song that I wrote the other night. It's about one of my favorite people. I got a girl who loved me more than life. I got a girl who loved me more than life. I got a girl who's closer than a brother. She's my little young one's mother. She's a wife. Well, drink up, boys, let's have a little toast to the queenie of our life. You can't do with them and you can't do without them, so here's to the wife. Army stories and Navy jokes sound trite. Yeah, Army stories and a Navy jokes sound trite. Navy jokes can't make me laugh, 'cause in my wallet there's a photograph Drink up, boys, let's have a little toast to the queenie of our life. You can't do with them and you can't do without them, so here's to the wife. Wine and the women and a song, that's all right. Yeah, wine and the women and a song, that's all right. Oh, well, it's all right when you're single and free, but you're in trouble if you're like me and got the wife. So drink up, boys, let's have a little toast to the queenie of our life. You can't do with them and you can't do without them, so here's to the wife.
Now do like Tex Ritter. Go ooh-ah, like Tex does. Rye whiskey, rye whiskey. Thank you there, John D. Loudermilk. Roy Clark says, if the wind makes you blue, you better stay out of Chicago, man, 'cause you'll be blue all the time.
Well, here I am in Chicago, all alone, near the place where we met. And as I walk through the rain, there's your name. Oh, why won't it let me forget? 'Cause when the wind blows, I get lonely. And one thing for sure, you will find that the wind always blows in Chicago. So I'm lonely most all of the time. Well, folks look so happy here on State Street. They don't know that our love's not the same. I am alone in the crowd with my hopes in the clouds, 'cause the wind just whispered your name. Well, I'm saying goodbye to Chicago. I'm gonna catch me a lonely old train. And I hope it will go where the wind doesn't blow, or at least it won't whisper your name.
All right, everybody now.
'Cause when the wind blows, I get lonely. Everybody knows one thing for sure, you will find that the wind always blows in Chicago. So I'm lonely most all of the time. Why does that wind always blow?
Oh, sing them blues. Roy Clark, that's good. Written by Scotty Turner and Audie Murphy. Good songwriting team. They also wrote Shutters and Boards. They do some real good work, huh? I Walk the Line is probably one of Johnny Cash's most famous numbers, and we're going to recall it for you today and dedicate it to a good friend in Germany. His name is Dicker. So, Dicker, stay aboard. Here comes Mr. C.
I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line. admit that I'm a fool for you. Because you're mine, I walk the line. As sure as night is dark and day is light, I keep you on my mind both day and night. And happiness I've known proves that it's right. Because you're mine, I walk the line. You've got a way to keep me on your side. You give me cause for love that I can't hide. For you I know I'd even try to turn the tide. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line.
I pull my pants up with a piece of twine. Don't pull the twine. Okay, that's Johnny Cash, and I walk the line. Justin Tubbs says he's lonely early, much too early. In fact, you could say he's prematurely blue.
I thought your love would last a whole lot longer than it did. But before I knew what happened, we were through. Your love for me started dying long before its time. And I'm lonely, early, prematurely blue. Lonely, early, prematurely blue. Hurting like I'm not prepared to do. Caught off guard by this goodbye that I just got from you. I'm lonely, surely much too early, prematurely blue. I've heard of loves that come and go, but you beat all I've seen. Here this morning, gone this afternoon. I didn't even have a chance to grab a memory, 'cause I'm lonely, early, prematurely blue. Lonely, early, prematurely blue. Hurting like I'm not prepared to do. Caught off guard by this goodbye that I just got from you. I'm lonely, surely, much too early, prematurely blue.
Oh, I love that one. Yeah. Prematurely Blue. Justin Tubb wrote it and performed it for you there. One of the most creative of all the new young country and western recording stars. Hey, you watch the television shows? You ever see an old character actor on the westerns named Denver Pyle? He's in most of them. This is his favorite song. Hope he's listening.
Love is no excuse for what we're doing.
Justin wrote this in, too.
For we both
hearts could break.
We tell ourselves we've got to have each other, but love is no excuse
For us to make. Sure, we love each other, and it could be so right.
but not if someone else has got to pay.
Our love for each other looks good in the night, but our love can never see the light of day. It's been going on for much too long now, and our wrongs have mounted one by one. We tell ourselves it's 'cause we love each other, but love is no excuse for what we've done. It's been going on for much too long now, and our wrongs have mounted one by one. We tell ourselves it's 'cause we love each other, but love is no excuse for what we've done.
Oh, I hate to rush off right here in the heat of the day, but that's all there is. There ain't no more. We'll kick Wednesday in the head and remind you that if you'll tune in this same time tomorrow, you'll get to miss the whole program. But catch us 55 minutes sooner, we'll have toe-tapping country tunes coming out the years, as they say in the country. Joe Allison here, your host. Thank you so much. So long for now, and drive carefully when you're on the freeway. Bye.
This is the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.